Hi, this is Tiffany Foreman, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you the steps that I use to create a virtual party going from Consultants Corner and Facebook. So I usually do this together at the same time from a computer. So right now I'm recording from a computer, and I'm going to hit screen share with you so that you can see what I've been doing. Okay, so you're going to go to Consultants Corner. I find it really handy to have a bookmark of your login up here, whatever browser you use. I use Chrome, so I've got it bookmarked right there. And go ahead and log in. And really easily, you're just going to hit the plus sign right here, or you can go to see all my parties. When you are on a mobile device, you'll see the plus sign kind of right in the middle of your screen because there's multiple things across the top versus here where they're across the side. So just hit plus sign, and then you're going to create, what are you going to do? Do you want to create a party? Do you want to create an order? Or do you want to create a contact? So in this instance, I'm going to create a party. And here I'm going to drop down and use catalog. So depending on if you are doing an in-person party, you will use cooking. If you are doing a Facebook virtual online party, whatever you want to call it, you're going to use catalog. Is this all on Facebook? Yes, it is. You're going to pick your dates. So I start all my parties on Saturdays. So let's say that my first party setup is going to be Saturday the 7th. And I'm going to close it when my party runs from the 7th. I usually give it to the following Sunday, which is the 15th. All right, my show number defaults. I'm going to go ahead and change my party name, calling it, let's just call it Stacy's Virtual Party with Pampered Chef. And then tell us what it is. I always select virtual at this point, and then you're going to need to type in your person's information. So let's just say this is Stacy. Oh, there's many ways to spell Stacy Smith, and her email is Stacy Smith. We're making up an email address. All right, so this is not a real email address. And sometimes your computer is smart. No, I don't want to pick that. So you're going to put in your phone number for your hostess. And then you want to make sure that this defaults to whatever you type it in. I mostly use day for everything because most people that's their main number, is their cell number, and I just put it there as opposed to put it in cell. And then their address. And then their city, just like you would. There you go. Now, if you have someone already in your database, you'll be able to use the host search. But if you're going to create this show completely from scratch, this person has not ordered from you before, it's not your database, you're going to need to type it in. Other words, you would just use the host search. All right, then I'm going to click Create Show. It will let you know if there's any things here, or they already found a person with this email. I'm going to say okay. And there we go. The show has been created. All right, so now I'm going to go over to the show page, and this is where I decide what kind of changes I want to make to the uniqueness of my party. I usually leave it here at one of these two pictures. I'll jump in here and click Change Image and pick whatever you want. Let's just do the fresh one with the walk. And then I'll go ahead and change the words here. So a lot of times I'll say, join us for a (9:14) place your order anytime. I'm sorry, we said 9/7. All right, so let me just change that to 9/7. You can put whatever you want here. This is what's going to show up on the link when your hostess clicks her link, whatever you put right here. So you can edit it. Some people go in here and edit it a few times throughout the party just to reflect the process and the stage that the party is in. Right here, you're going to change whatever you want the party to be called. A lot of times I'll default it to her first and last name with the show number. So here we're just going to call this Stacy Smith, and it was 1263. All right, and you hit confirm, and that's looking into the Pampered Chef internet to make sure that this party number is not used for anybody else. So I make sure that's there, and then I'll probably come back here and hit this copy in a second. right, so those are the changes that I pretty much make all on this show page here. Next step is I'm going to go to Facebook. So I also have my business page bookmark. I'm sorry, that's my group. Let me go to my page. All right, so here is my business page. Over here to the left, you're going to see groups. So I'm going to click group. And then I'm going to click create a group. So once I hit that, notice it automatically defaults to adding me as a person, as a guest. And then I'm going to put Stacy's Online Pampered Chef Party. Click here to join. And I do that because it's going to show up. And I'll show you what that looks like, hopefully, in a second. All right, so I'm going to hit create. And at this point, I'm going to decide, okay, what do I want to put up here in this picture? Now, I've already downloaded some pictures from Marketing Imagery. They automatically go to my download folder on my computer. Some people put them to their desktop, but I know there's one in here that has the word favorite in it. And this is what I tend to just use this picture right now. Unless I created something different, I'm just going to use this one. Make sure you hit save. And then I'm going to start typing the details. Now, a lot of times I've had a previous show that I just copy and paste the details from. So this is when I have multiple tabs open. So let me just hit another tab here, go over to my business page again. And you saw before when I hit the groups that there were other groups there. So once you start having more parties, you'll be able to see you'll see this list here. All right, so let's say this is a virtual party right here. And here is, actually, I forgot to make her thing an announcement, I think. So this is a good example for me to show you. I'm scrolling all the way down. All right, so here's actually her announcement. Let me hit that button right there so it goes back to the top. And that does it all by itself. All right, so here is the words that I use. So a lot of times I just copy this part, copy, paste, just making sure we edit. So I'm gonna make sure that this says Stacy. And if it was one of my Stacy's that come up, I would click her. Virtual party starts on, and we're gonna change this date to 9/7. And with our products and recipes are gonna start, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9. Okay, and then you're going to insert that link there. So this is why this screen is still open. We'll scroll down here. There's Stacy's party, copy. And we're going to paste that there. All right, and then automatically it generates the thumbnail, which is what this is called here. It puts her link right to her page right there. All right, the next thing I usually do is I grab the current catalog, and actually the catalog just changed, or is getting ready to, especially for this party. So, oh, and I forgot my F. So flip, and then it's tiny.cc.2019. And actually I can put the HTTPS in front of it, and then it's like a live link. All right, so here is now where you're gonna enter your ordering details. So just keep in mind that I'm on direct ship, and I'm the only one on our team on direct ship. So my shipping information right here is a little bit different than everybody else's. So just disregard the part that says about shipping, and let me put this one here. All right, so I tell them, make sure you add friends. Also with Facebook, they are now allowing you to make things bold. So see how that little bold comes up? So I can do that too. Ooh, let's make that bold. Cool. All right, and then here's where we're gonna put some shipping information. So for this party, I would say the show closing date, and then let's see, then I'm gonna also put in this stuff down here. All right, so here's where you're gonna put shipping and closing. All right, just for your party. So usually I say something like closing date is 9/15. Orders can be shipped to the host or directly to your door. I have horrible typing, so I always have to go back and edit my typos. And then I usually say including APO, FPO. I get a lot more of that than I used to, just because of the nature of us being in a military town. Okay, and then I also want to say too that when the show closes, okay, and I just kind of leave that there. This is a I make this link every month just so that my current specials are reflected there. This is just default wording that I use because I don't have to worry about changing it every month, because it just says $75, they get a free gift and they get 10% off. I do put a caveat in there about the prizes are based on the total sales of the party. And that is definitely at your discretion. You can decide what prize you want to give out, how many, the value, whatever. And then I also always put a plug in there for my customer group, which is separate from my customer page. There's more interaction on my group. And then to make sure they read it, I left a little line in there that says, leave me a funny. Okay, and if I wanted to, I could also like bold this. All right, and then I'm just gonna hit post. All right, so it's thinking for a second. All right, I'm gonna make that the announcement. And then I also, a lot of times, will take the same thing and I will copy and paste it into the description. All right, so I'm hitting copy. And then your description is down here. So you can either edit it here. That's one place you can put it, and I'll show you where it is in another spot. So we'll hit save. Okay, so notice I have not added my host yet. I'm doing all of this without adding my host. So let me go over here to edit settings. All right, so see, here's the description. So if you didn't paste it over to the right, you can paste it right here. I go in here and I add Cinchshare as an app, because that is the posting service that I use for all my parties. Some people use Post My Party, some people do it manually, but Cinchshare is the one that I tend to use. And it's just taking a minute. It seems like it takes a little bit longer right now for whatever reason. It could be that my kids are on my internet, or it could just be that it's a Facebook thing. All right, so instead of scrolling past all this, I just type in cinch and then it comes up. Yes, add it. All right, notice that my business page is already linked, and if you wanted to change the color, change the color. And this is what they're gonna see if they were using a mobile device, they'll see that color. But that's all I kind of do on this screen, and I hit save. So it's been saved. Then I go over to members. And right now, these are the only two members. My business page, notice I'm interacting as my business, and then myself. All right, I'm gonna make myself an admin. There we go. All right, now notice I'm still interacting as myself. All right, I'm gonna change this to me. And look, here's the invite. Do you accept it? Yes. Because this is the point where I'm going to be able to add my host, because more likely my host has already sent me a friend request. I cannot add her as my page unless she is a fan of my page. So instead of trying to worry about having her like my page, I just do it as myself. And then I'm gonna use one of the consultants on our team, just pretend like she's the Stacy that is my hostess. And sometimes this takes a minute to populate. Like you can see right now, this is spinning. All right, so there's Stacy. I'm gonna make her our host. She's probably getting a notification at work that I just added her to a group. And then when she becomes a member, I make her an admin, going through the same process. Members, scroll down, find her, make her an admin. That allows her to see this area right here, who's been invited, who's been, says they're, who's unavailable, and then who's been blocked. This is going to be the invited is people you invited, but they haven't accepted the group invitation yet. So I usually do, that's part of my host coaching, is to have the host look at this to see who she needs to send reminders to. All right, so there's the Facebook portion. Next up is Cinchshare. So I also have Cinchshare set as a bookmark. And then I'm going to just log in with Facebook because that's how I log into this. All right, notice that over here we are in, let me just put this on the discussion tab, and then that just makes the URL be this, as opposed to having members written right there. All right, so I'm logged in. I'm gonna go down to where I add groups. Oh, I'm sorry, that's this one. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll past all these groups and I need to go down to where it says pages and I need to click these 3 little people. And then I need to click URL here. So I'm gonna go back to Stacy. I'm gonna copy all of that, go into the URL, and then I'm gonna hit link. All right, it says it's linked. Now, Stacy's online party is down here. All right, so here's the one I just added. And notice her heart is not colored in. So I need her heart to be colored in. All right, and a lot of times, just to make sure, I'll just hit refresh, just to make sure everything is sunk. That's the proper verb in Cinchshare. All right, so it just takes a minute depending on all the different groups and things you have, what you've got set up on your personal Facebook or whatever. But remember, see, here's my business page, and this is all, I'm linking it underneath my business page. This will ensure that when you post, it's posting as your business page. All right, so now let's say I want to start posting. When I go over here to post, notice there's Stacy's party, yay! So if I'm gonna just do a single post, I would go in here and pull in a picture of whatever I wanna do. Let's say I'm just gonna do the guest special. All right, and I want it to post today at 12:35. That's I'm gonna make it as another 2 minutes out. Give it a little bit of time. Hit Stacy, and oh, my menu is in the way first, and then hit schedule. And there it goes. It's over here in the schedule. Now, if I was batching it, I have a whole different video on how to batch a party. That means that you either have pictures and words saved, and maybe they're in your saved, or they could be in your history because you've already had a party in Cinchshare, and that's where I do batching. Or if, say, someone gave you their link of posts that they've already done, that will default into your save folder. So for example, these are some of the ones that I have available to my team, and say you wanted to do a day on breakfast, you could click these and schedule them. So notice there's no times on any of these. They're just kind of in an order that you could decide when and where you want to put those. So that is the steps of the setup. So in short, you're going to go to Consultants Corner, set the show up there, create the individual URL by editing that on the show page. You're going to go to Facebook. You're going to create the group. You're going to make sure you add yourself as an admin. You're going to make sure you add in all your description and your pinned post, your banner at the top. You're going to link the app Cinchshare to there, and then you're going to go over to Cinchshare and just make sure everything's talking to each other. So it's kind of like 3 different tabs: Consultants Corner, Facebook, Cinchshare. So hopefully that helps condense the steps for you, and feel free to rewatch this video as many times as you need, or to push pause, do the step, and come back. So I appreciate you working your business and learning how to do all these fun steps so that your virtual party experience goes great for you and your host, and that you are well on your way to being a very successful virtual consultant. Thanks. Bye.